Welcome, Amakhosi Network. Welcome to the channel. Please, everyone, subscribe. To those who have not subscribed, here we talk about Amakhosi. We sometimes talk about PSL and things related to Amakhosi, Kaizer Chiefs. But as a lot of you have realized, this is a Chiefs mostly channel. Yeah, we'll touch on other teams here and there, but they are not our primary focus because our focus is Kaizer Chiefs. But yeah, anyway, what do I have to say about Chiefs today? I just heard a rumor on Sokala Duma that said Chiefs is after a Tanzanian defender. So you know what? Let me give you my very honest opinion about this. If they are looking for a defender, that means that the rumor that Dove has citizenship is true because we have 5 foreign spots if you include Dove. But if Dove is now considered a South African citizen because he's been here for more than 5 years and his papers are fine, that means that there's actually one extra foreign spot left. What do I think about this foreign spot? This is what I think about this foreign spot. And this is my personal beliefs. And I know people will say I'm wrong or talking nonsense, whatever. But these are my personal beliefs. I believe that I'm gonna first tell you what I believe, then I'll say if what Chiefs the rumors of what Chiefs is doing is correct or makes sense. So my belief is that a foreign sport should never go to number one, a keeper, and a foreign sport. So you shouldn't be buying a foreign keeper. It's a waste of a foreign sport. And number two, you shouldn't. We have Uti. So my thing is that I don't like foreign sports being wasted on defensive players. Foreign sport needs to go to an offensive player, more likely a defensive midfielder, a very good one. Castillo example, a striker. I don't want to give any comments on Gonzalez because we haven't seen him properly. But let's say like the likes of Knowledge Mutswana, Besuma, winger. Uh, the list can go on with the wingers because like there was Abo Elias Pilembe, Lelo Mbele from Pirates, whoever remembers who Lelo Mbele. There's David Obua, Kaizer Chiefs. Those are the kind of foreign players I want. Defenders, we have Utitloke. And if we buy another left back, for me, my problem is I would rather buy a left back that is tried and tested because the defensive foreign spots are very difficult. Rather have defenders who you know and you have seen play. For example, Hanamud. If you're going to buy a left back who's going to take up a foreign spot, buy Hanamud because you know Hanamud, you know how he plays, etc. So that's what I think about that. Another interesting thing I want to say. I was watching I was reading Football Stage, as I mentioned. Football Stage always talks about youngsters and football in general. They travel South Africa and they follow so many talented players. And one of the talented players that they highlighted was a left back who played for Amatax. And I think he's the captain of Amatax. Kenneth something. I forgot what his name is. But that guy now Chiefs is in search for a left back. That guy is South African. So now the thing is, if Amatax, if Chiefs went and played Amatax, could it be that Chiefs was scouting that left back who is the captain of Amatax? I think he should be about around 28, like age around 28. So could it be that Chiefs was scouting the left back when they had a practice match against Amatax now when they drew 2-2? That is one thing I asked myself because I was like, oh, okay, Football Stage highlighted the captain as a very solid left back. Chiefs need a left back, so now they played Amatax. Could it be that Chiefs are looking to sign an Amatax left back? So I was like, it's very possible. It's very possible. Another thing I wanted to say is this with the Tanzanian rumors. And this is going to you, Chiefs fans, who want to know more information about Chiefs fans. This is my opinion. Through times of searching for like actual news, you realize that Swakala Dume and Kickoff often give us fairy tale stories, like stories that they don't really have like a lot of truth in them. Like sometimes they'll put a title and say, uh, Sereno wants Chiefs. Then when you open the what you call article, it's Sereno saying he would like Sundowns to play against Chiefs, or he has his best games against Chiefs. That time you thinking what he's saying Sereno wants to play for Chiefs, but no, that's what they do. They twist the titles to make it sound like they're saying something interesting. Can't they not? So this Tanzanian one, I don't wanna say it's the truth, but yeah, it's there. So what I'm going to say to you guys today is these are the places that I often go to see like what interesting news comes up, and these are the I haven't really followed too much of people, but there are also some people. SABC Sport, the Twitter handle has actually been giving more solid news these days. I don't know, maybe because they work in relation to Uveleli, the journalist. I'm not sure what his title is that he goes by, but yeah. So that is often a good place to go. Unplayable is a good place to go. Far Post is a good place to go. Eat Disky Times, Eat Disky TV, Abo Junior and Nkululeko Nke's channel is a good place to look for news. And then individuals, U Lorenz gives good information. U Lorenz Collier, Mazola gives good information. These are the people, and Uveleli gives good information. These are the people who often give like interest, more valid stories, like legit stories. And like, yeah, so if you're ever interested in finding out more about Chiefs and stuff like that, go there. And obviously, I mentioned football stage. If you want to figure out, if you want to know more about Chiefs youngsters that Chiefs discovers, or Pirates youngsters, or Sundowns, or an interesting youngster that you saw, chances are football stage will have that information. That is how we already know Kaizer Chiefs has a young boy playing, I believe, for under 15, who has scored like 40 goals in the last like 20 or so games. And like, yeah, so it's things like that. Not 40, yes, 38. And people believe he will break the 40 mark soon. So it's things like that. And then obviously there's a boy nicknamed Mbesuma within the Chiefs ranks that apparently is doing well. I think he might be promoted to under 17 if I'm not mistaken. So it's those places where you can find out more about Chiefs youngsters and stuff like that, and other interesting youngsters. That's where we saw Abu Mabena, Mfundo Vilagazi, etc. So if you wanna get more information, go there, because there are some interesting boys who are gonna still come up. It's like, for example, I found out recently when I was looking at football stage that Rolani's child, Imail Vitboy, that boy who's showing so much talented at School of Excellence, at some point actually was in the Chiefs Academy, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, now he's no longer at Chiefs. Will he go leave School of Excellence and come back to Chiefs? I don't know. But we saw him wearing a Chiefs kit at the Chiefs ground, so it tells you something. Tells you, but Oralani will probably make that boy go play for Sundowns. Because they're showing good. They have a good system. Sundowns or Super Sport, that is where that boy will probably go. If it was me, if I had a son, whatever, and I wanted them to go to a place, I wouldn't send them necessarily to Sundowns, but what Sundowns is building. So Sundowns, what they have now, hasn't shown to be building talent, but they are starting something that will build talent. We don't know what it will look like, but they are hiring the right coaches to build these youngsters. So hopefully more youngsters come out of there. Super Sport obviously has always been a good place for youngsters because they have a good academy across South Africa. Staley's has shown to trust the youngsters. So if you have an 18-year-old who's showing promise, getting into Staley's is perfect because then you get exposed to PSL and stuff like that. And AX Cape Town hasn't really produced anything interesting, any player who is really interesting in a number of years now. So I don't even want to go there. But still a better place to leave someone who's young, but something is wrong with Cape Town Spurs, or AX Cape Town as their formerly were known, Cape Town Spurs. something is wrong with the academy. They're not producing like before. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you think about that possible left back for Mama Tags. It's possible. It's possible. Subscribe, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you to those who have subscribed. On the road to 1,000. Let's get there.